Hi, this First Pages Friday comes from Heaven by Angela Johnson. And it begins with a letter, and then it begins the narration in a more traditional chapter format. April 28th. Sweet Marley, I'm on my way to Kansas. I guess me and Boy have finished our stay in Oklahoma. I decided on Kansas because of a dream I had. I dream so much now. How about you? Do you dream of faraway places and the people who live there? Do you dream of the things you have done or might do? Do you dream of me and Boy? We dream of you. We dream and think of you and your family living in the house across from the river. And yes, before you say anything, I happen to know Boy dreams about you. I read him your letters, and he knows who you are. He's an evolved dog. About my dream. I'm riding along in my truck, and I pass a little boy on the side of the road. He's pointing ahead. I stop the truck and ask him if he needs a ride anywhere, but he just smiles and shakes his head. He keeps pointing, though. As I ride further down the road, I see you and your mom holding up signs that say, Kansas. Both of you are wearing long dresses covered in sunflowers, pointing. There's a gentle wind blowing, and your sign blows out of your hand. Then Boy woke me. He wanted a snack. It was like you were really there, Marley. Did you dream on the 15th of this month? Maybe you dream skipped to Kansas. The land of sunflowers and Oz is calling to me. I can't wait to get there. The sunflowers will be in full bloom by the time Boy and I show up. Boy has decided to change his personality. I'm still checking on the new one. When I truly know what all the changes are, I'll let you know. But he has become a vegetarian. It looks like the oil wells go on forever in Oklahoma. Much love, Jack and Boy. Part 1. Heaven. In heaven, there are 1,637 steps from my house to the Western Union. You have to walk by a playground and 4 stores, 2 clothing, 1 food, and 1 hardware coffee shop. After you pass those stores, you cross 1 street and hop over a deadly-looking gate. I once heard about a man who got struck by lightning while standing on one. 10 steps past the gate is Ma's Superette. If you can find it at Ma's, she even sells live bait on the sides. Ma's Superette is open 23.5 hours a day. Ma closes it from 4:10 a.m. to 4:40 a.m. every morning. She uses the half hour to pray. At least that's what she says she uses it for. When I said differently one day, Pop said I was skeptical and not spiritual at all. That made me mad, because hadn't I put all my allowance in the Salvation Army kettle last winter? Sometimes Pop just doesn't get it. He even said a while ago that because I was just 14, I didn't understand about life, but I wasn't about to hear that. Sometimes he gets so mad at me, he just shakes his head and mumbles that I'm just like Uncle Jack. Then he tosses the thought away and smiles at me. Every time. Anyway, Ma's was the place you could get nachos and nail polish, Levi's when you needed them, and flip-flops for the summer. I'd already gone through 2 pair, and it's only the middle of June. Heaven might sound pretty boring to most people, but before I really understood all about my years at the Western Union, it was fine for a girl like me. I don't get sent to Ma's for bread and milk like most kids, but to wire money. I've been doing it ever since I've been allowed to leave the yard by myself. It's something I thought most kids did. It's something I found out a little further down the road that made me different from every other kid in heaven. The next section is called Postcards from Uncle, and you can read it when you come and borrow this book from me.